Any deer is on the chopping block tonight.
This episode of Working Class Hunter is brought to you by Baronet Blinds.
Hey there, Cliff with Working Class Hunter. How do you practice your herd management? Do you shoot your does early or do you shoot them late? Well, we need to actually do a little survey. You need to do a little due diligence, run some trail cameras, see how many does that are using your farms compared to your bucks. There's always a fine line. People want to talk about the 1-to-1 buck ratio, 1-to-1 buck to doe ratio. Is that what you need for your particular farm? Well, we don't know until we actually put in a little homework and do a little legwork to be able to do that. We got to know how many deer are using our particular farm in order to know how many deer we want to take off of it. It's always a necessity to make sure that you run some trail cameras. You come close to some of those numbers. That way you can harvest the right amount of deer off of your ground. Particularly for us, people want to ask, do you shoot them early or do you shoot them late? And it all dictates how you run your particular farm. Not one answer is better than the other, okay? So don't let people tell you, oh, you must shoot them in the early season compared to the late season. You do your own homework, you make your own judgment and what's best for your ground. A lot of times we want to shoot those old, mature does. That's what we're after. We all want to shoot those big, nice, mature bucks. But it is so important to shoot those old, mature does because they dictate what the herd does. And if you can take that old doe out of your herd and let the newer does do all your breeding, you're going to be better off, in our opinion. As you're going to see, Stephen harvests the mature doe on his farm, and he's had some history with her. And when she finally come out, Stephen was able to be successful.
We're back in the stand here, November 26th. It's a Friday, day after Thanksgiving. This morning, I pretty much got shut out. I saw just the tail end of a doe down deep in the timber, and then I saw 3 turkeys, and that was it this morning. I pretty much did a 50-50 between these 2 stands, this one that I'm in tonight and the one that I was in this morning, and I chose wrong, and any deer is on the chopping block tonight, so oh, that's not true. That's not true. I wish it were true, but no, not any deer. Good mature doe, good quality buck. We'll let the yearlings and the fawns go.
When we started making the Ox 5 blind, we truthfully didn't know how long they were going to last. But honestly, they're lasting so long, it's starting to become a little bit of a problem. With our customers not needing to replace their blinds, it's been hard to even keep our employees busy.
Can I go to the bathroom soon?
We're starting to notice that things are becoming a little sparse around the office. We've tried everything to destroy these blinds, but nothing seems to work. Come on, there's got to be something wrong with that old blind by now. Great.
This year, 8 doe come in, and I picked out the very first one that came in, looked like the biggest. Man, that was a perfect shot, absolutely perfect. Drilled her. Exciting. So fun. It ain't over yet. That was pretty exciting. Had that one buck come out in the field. I didn't even realize it was a buck, just because all those doe were just milling around out there trying to figure out what had happened. And finally figured out it was a buck and got my eyes on him, and looked pretty decent as far as height, but he was narrow. Anyway, pretty exciting. It's been a rough season so far for me, and it's good to finally get one. Finally get one on the ground. You just never know. I thought this year was going to be amazing the way the early season started off, and then it just tanked through the rut. It was just terrible. But overall, got my spirits lifted back up.
Oh yeah. Down here, look at that. Ooh. That's what she's supposed to look like. Holy moly.
This is a big doe. Super happy to have her. She was definitely the biggest one in the group, but there were some pretty good ones with her. Just very grateful to have the opportunity to hunt on my property here. This is my own little slice of heaven, 40 acres, and it's been a rough year, but things are starting to look up. Finally put one on the ground. I've passed several, early on because I really didn't want to shoot them that early, but now we're in the killing mode, and I've got me a great doe, and I'm looking forward to trying to put the hammer down on one of these bigger bucks that's running around. So
Hey, Ben? Ben?
That's how blinds work. Okay? That's why you have to keep this.
Oh, classic.
They literally can't see in.
The all-new High 5 blind by Baronet Blinds. You can see out, but they can't see in.
Herd management is just part of everything that we do to try to manage our deer. And Candice showcases, you know, she was able to take, you know, mature deer off of their ground, but also put food on the table. This segment of Working Class Hunter is brought to you by Redmond Hunt.
We're on our final weekend of the Indiana hunting season. We're out here in the blind trying to see if we can get it done tonight. The doe comes by. I think Candice is going to take a shot. Needs some meat in the freezer. It's about 40 degrees this afternoon. We got some rain/snow coming in for tomorrow morning. So hopefully that gets them up and going on our feet. It's been, what, 2 years since you've shot a deer?
2.5.
2.5, so hopefully we could change that tonight. Through the deer though.
Well, I wanted to take a shot earlier, but I wanted her front leg more forward because I was worried about hitting the shoulder.
You'll be fine in that spot. Yeah, what was it, 5 does and a small buck came in?
6 does.
And
4 came in, and then 2 more, and then a spike. First time I've shot a tree.
yeah, I gotta look into that. I mean, I can't see it from this angle, but...
I can. It looks like it has some blood splatter with it, so...
Ooh, that's gonna be exciting.
Saw some fur fly.
Yes. So, looks like the crossbow really did it this time.
Grandfather's with me. That one's for him. A little bit of blood splatter there. No tracking down this arrow. There we go.
Broadhead stay stuck in a tree?
Yep. I don't think that's going anywhere.
Well, you left your mark.
Yeah, I sure did.
I saw it a little bit before you. I could smell the deer. What do you think?
Very happy, proud of myself. Wasn't sure how tonight would go, but it went in our favor. Like I said a couple days ago, new year, new deer. Starting the year out strong, and it's been a couple years since I've got one, so I'm happy.
We got some good meat on the freezer. What do you think? You happy to get a deer?
Very happy. It's
been 2 years, so happy to get something, and like I said, filled the freezer up, and I think it was a pretty good shot on my part. And
yeah, 3 days before the season ended. I mean, this late season has been tough. This whole season has been tough for both of us. We haven't got to hunt much. Thankfully, this Friday, we were both off of work, and we were able to get out of here before this little rain/snow comes in the morning.
Yep.
So I think it's time to get field dressing her and get her hung up, and we'll get some good steaks on the stove.
Sounds good.
This is a big ass blind. You can see right through it.
What are you doing?
I'm putting on face paint.
Now what are you doing?
I'm applying my ghillie suit.
But they can't see
No, they
in?
can see in here.
Okay.
We can see them, they can see us.
Okay.
That's how blinds work.
Okay.
That's why you have to camouflage.
This isn't like other blinds.
Yes, it is.
This is the high five with see-through technology. You don't have to do any of that. They literally can't see in.
The all-new High Five Blind by Baronet Blinds. You can see out, but they can't see in.
For myself, herd management, I want to do it in the early season. You know, we've already come through spring and summer. We've depleted our freezer supply, and I'm ready to fill the freezer back up. That helps with the grocery bill and everything. So the early season, I prefer to shoot the does.
First sit of the year. Man, couldn't be any more excited. We're out here at Greg's house. We're overrun with does out here, so that's my goal tonight, is to try to hopefully stick one of these big does he's got out here. We need to take 3 or 4 out of this herd out here. I mean, just so many does. But man, it's just absolutely a beautiful day. It's overcast, low 70s, no humidity. Just getting set up. And there's 5 does already behind us. I mean, they come out before I ever got up in the trees. I've been struggling ever since to try to freaking get set up. But I see, dude, they're directly behind this big tree that I'm in. They're within 40 yards. There's 3 or 4 more, but I think they fed out down behind me. So, hang tight, could be exciting. I guess I got bug fever. I don't know. Killing a doe, killing a bug, same to me. But I flat out missed her, I'm pretty sure. I ranged her at 31 yards. I don't know what happened. I'll roll back and look at the footage, but she didn't look yet. So, we still got some time, so we're going to hang tight and see if we can get another one within range, see if I can get a little sweet redemption. Well, they got in behind me and got my wind, I guess. I was caught with my pants down. By God, what do you think about that now? I think that's the same two does. The one of them that I missed earlier, I swear I think it was, the way they come back. They was underneath my tree stand. I don't know how good of a shot it was. I had to freaking thread the needle. I mean, they licked my ladder stand. And they started to ease off, and I had one little opening. Holy cow. I have no idea. I watched her run off. She had the arrow stuck in her. Man, that's exciting. Got Greg here helping, and my wife Heather, she's here helping. We found the initial blood, so we're gonna get on the blood trail. I don't think she'll be far, but man, we had an exciting hunt tonight. That's the least I can say about it. It was extremely exciting. Grateful for Greg for letting me come out hunting at his place. Here, basically at his house is where we're at. And we was just absolutely covered up with deer tonight. From the time I got out of the truck until basically the time I left the deer stand. And I just couldn't be any more excited. I shot earlier, missed. It was a clean miss. And I didn't get discouraged because the deer was just, something about today was just had all the deer moving. And I just knew, you know, the deer would come back. They was out in the clover. And I just knew if I just stay patient, I mean, just, it would come together. And luckily, she come in. I've got some pretty awesome footage with this. I've got deer that actually licked the bottom of my ladder stand, which was pretty cool. I was able to get that on film. But just an absolute great evening. Super grateful. She'll fill the freezer. I want to thank my wife for coming out and helping film the recovery. Appreciate Greg's help. And we'll get her to the house, get her in the freezer. We'll work her up in the next couple of days. But we are stacking does. Don't be afraid to shoot your does, guys. It's great for herd management, and I'll shoot a big old slick head any day of the week.
Whether you own a piece of ground or you're hunting public, you know, if it makes you happy and it can fill your freezer and help your family out, do it by all means. You know, there's no set number or what deer you're supposed to kill. So make sure you do what makes you feel good and makes you happy and also helps your family out in the meantime. Work hard, hunt harder. It's time to get back to work.
I was caught with my pants down.
You cold or you excited?
Both.
The biggest some of the bucks around here. My gosh. She is a tank. Absolute tank.